Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Calhoun's. If you're looking for a great stocking stuffer, great gift to give this holiday season, give the gift of copper. The Copper Card. Calhoun's and their Copper Card. It's good at any of the Calhoun family of restaurants, not just that's Chesapeake, that's Copper Cellar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the best thing, they have no expiration dates. So if you're like me and you forget them, you can go back to them and there's no, doggone it, it was 3 weeks ago it expired. Nope, with these, they're good at any point, any time. Calhoun's, and it's a gift of fresh, delicious Tennessee food, local food. Taste of Tennessee. Calhoun's. All right, want to welcome in the next member of our panel right here, Josh Ward. Good to have you with us, sir.
Thank you.
I'm not going to start with you. I'll start with these guys. You can just sit and wait your turn.
I don't fit in well with the tall ball lineup, by the way.
What I wanted to ask was simply North Carolina. We think that it's going to be kind of loud over there, and I'll ask you about the crowd in a second. But Carolina is used to going on the road. They're used to playing ranked foes. They're used to having everybody show up to see them. You don't have many empty houses when Carolina comes to town. How big of an advantage is that for North Carolina having played in so many big games? And Tennessee really just, they're kind of turning that corner into that area. How big of an advantage is that? Isn't it an advantage at all?
Well, I think it's an advantage just with Joel Berry. I mean, he's a preseason All-American. He was the Final Four MVP. However, there's a lot of other guys that haven't had that experience. They've been a part of the environment, but they haven't had that type of experience. May, their leading scorer, he's increased his production by 14.5 points a game, which is the largest leap from one season to the following season in North Carolina basketball history. So he's been in games, but not a ton of actually in-game experience. And then they don't have depth in the inside. And so the biggest advantage will be Joel Berry.
Do you guys agree, disagree? You think there's any advantage to having been in these big games? Here's the thing. You didn't see it last year when Tennessee went to Carolina and played them to the wire.
Yeah.
But game like today, how much does it factor in?
It plays a big role. Like you said, Barry, he's the floor general, and he's a national championship point guard. So he's going to have them, calm when they need to be calm and have them go when they need to go. But at the end of the day, they do have a lot of players that are inexperienced, and they've never been to Rocky Top before. It's a little different fan base, a lot more passionate, and got a lot to yell and scream about. So. When you go forward, you believe that there's always guys. There's guys that play well at home. There's guys that don't play well at home, and there's guys that play well on the road. Guys that don't play well on the road, and that's on every team. So we got the home games most of the time. You're shooting that same gym all the time. You're gonna play a little better, and then you got the guys on the road that no matter if national championship team, whatever, they're just not gonna play well on the road. So. Hopefully it's a little lopsided in our favor in that aspect.
Mike, let me ask you, you've got a coach in Rick Barnes Tennessee's got a coach in Rick Barnes, who even if your players really haven't played in a lot of these games, he's coached in a ton of them. Yeah. How much does that help to even the scale a little bit?
Oh, I think it helps a lot. Rick Barnes has been everywhere, seen it all, done a Final Four, played in he's played in a ton of big games, or not played, but coached, been in that environment. So I absolutely think that helps.
Josh, Tennessee, they're going to have a lot of recruits, football and basketball, as Mark talked about. A lot of football guys are being able to stick around for at least part of the game today. Mm-hmm. They're also, I believe, they're going to reintroduce Jeremy Pruitt today to let all those recruits see the reaction there. Throw all that together. It's been a while since Tennessee's had a basketball game this big. How rocking do you think Rocky Top will be? Are you expecting it to be Pearl era loud and they're doing the checkerboard thing? Do you expect it to be wild and woolly, or still sort of wait and see with this team?
Yeah, I think raucous is the word that we look for with a game environment. I think it'll be that way. The checkerboard. Tennessee fans have done a great job with that. They did it when Bruce Pearl was the coach at Tennessee. Kentucky comes to town, checkerboard, Thompson-Boling Arena. We've seen it in football games as well. And I think you're talking about trying to even out the scales there, close that gap. That can at least help from a football standpoint. You love to have the recruits see that as well. So I think fans will be all in the environment at Thompson-Boling.
Tell you what, let's take a look quickly at these teams' RPI. One thing that Tennessee can really help itself with, they're already doing really well. You see there, North Carolina 6th. This is the official NCAA RPI, and this was before yesterday's games. So this is through Friday. As of Friday, North Carolina's number 6 in the RPI. They're 9-1 overall. 2-0 on the road this year. Tennessee 8th in the RPI, 7-1 overall, 4-0 at home. Number 26 in strength of schedule by CBSSports.com. You win today. I mean, the strength of schedule is about to go up. Your RPI is going to go up either way, but it's really going to go up with a win here. Just a tremendous launching pad, stepping stone for this program if they can get the job done. If they can get the job done. When we come back, Mark Pankratz over here is going to put on the coach's hat, and he's going to start breaking down North Carolina in terms of a scouting report. Come on back and see what Tennessee's going to be up against on the Sports Source.